as I'm going through this divorce. I was jumping through hoops for a month. Got to turn in this paper, got to get these medical records, got to do this, got to do that. And I was jumping through hoops to turn everything in on time. And I did. I made it. My ex, she didn't turn in anything. And the hearing comes, lasts 10 minutes, another hearing set for 30 more days. I was mad. I wanted to pray, and I was angry. I was gonna pray out of anger. God, why, And then my thoughts started to change from no, why does she get more time? It came to me, and it was like, I gave you 30 more days. So we were married. We had been together for 20 years. Married for 15. First 10 years, happy. We were happy. And then after the 10-year mark of our marriage, it almost seemed like we were starting to drift apart. We weren't going to church as much. I don't even think we were going to church at all. It seemed like she wasn't happy in the marriage, which in turn made me just push me away. I always had a good relationship with my kids. Always. But my wife started, looking up exes on social media, things like that, talking about them a lot and things like that, which started causing strife in our marriage, which led to one time we were arguing and she pulled a knife out and I got cut, ended up getting 9 stitches. And I guess you could say that was kind of the start of a series of problems that kept coming after that. There was jealousy in the marriage. There was no connection, and nothing like that. And then in October of 2021, she just started drinking a lot to where it was every day, all day. So and she was hiding it for months. It wasn't until maybe April or May of 2022. And she said she was drinking a lot. She was hiding it from me. So I told her, no need to hide it, let's drink together if that's what you want to do. I thought that would bring us closer. It just caused bigger problems. Then the kids were witness to a lot of, that's where a lot of the problems began. Her infidelity. She had moved out a few times. There was one time I came home from work. She had left our 3 kids and the dog home alone until I got home. And she moved out. And then we tried to work it out again. And then the drinking, the pills, the drugs, just, again, problems. She moved out again. And then I started focusing on going to school, trying to get things right, focusing on the kids. She had moved out. She got an apartment. But then she started struggling again. She lost her car, got repossessed. She lost her apartment. She got evicted. Just all her money was going to drugs and alcohol. So we tried to reconcile again. And that's what led us to the week in December. She lived with us for 1 week. The infidelity was still there. She said she wanted to make things work, but 3 out of the 7 days that she was there after moving back, she took off Stayed gone till late at night. And then finally, it was on a Sunday. She she got mad because I questioned her about some photos that she had sent to her coworker and things like that. And that's when that's when we had it out and finally split. And for sure, that was my final straw. And I knew that it was affecting the kids. You know, my 13-year-old at the time said that he felt safer at school than he did in his own home. So I knew that I had to change things. Through all the problems that we were having in our marriage, I had no connection to no one in my family. The closest person to me betrayed me. I was standing alone, and I thought I was a tough guy, man. You know, nothing in the world had ever broken me. I managed to make it on the streets, but something about being alone just, I felt alone. And all those thoughts started to come because I could not, for the life of me, figure out how to fix what was going on. And I just felt that everybody around me would just be better off if I was just not around. If I wasn't around, my wife wouldn't do what she did. My kids wouldn't see us fighting if I wasn't around. You know? I wasn't talking with my siblings, my parents. It was just me. So the selfishness in me was like, I'm no good to anybody. I can't fix what is going wrong. December 11th, I got drunk. My wife got drunk. And then argument started. You know, kids saw it all. My daughter was crying. And that night, you know, again, hands in my pocket. It got physical. It took a lot of hits. So I left walking. I was gonna walk home. 17 miles. That's how far we were. I had nobody to turn to. Nobody. I had distanced myself from my family. I had nobody to call. I reached out to my sister, who's 1 year older than me, and she took my call. I hadn't spoken to her in years. She took my call, and I just let it out. I couldn't take it no more. I couldn't hold it in anymore. And for not speaking to her for years, she took my call. She heard me out for 20 minutes on the phone. And then I told her, I said, Susie, can you pick me up? I'm tired. It was late at night. Within 10 minutes, she picked me up. And she was honest with me. I had been drinking. She's like, dude, you stink. Chew some gum. Get coffee. Do something. And I didn't have her drop me off at home. I had her drop me off in front of the public library. And I stayed there. I sat on a bench. I was falling asleep on the table. She left, but then she came back. She was willing to rent a room for me. She offered me a place to stay, things like that. And I was like, no, I'm gonna go home. Just let me stay here for a moment. And I went home. I ended up walking home from where she left me. I went home. And I went to sleep that night got up the next morning, got my kids up, sent them off to school and all that. And I told my wife at the time, I said, I can't keep doing this. I don't want to keep doing this. I need you to move out. She thought I was going to give her till the end of the month. I told her before the kids get home from school. I don't want them to see us fighting. I don't want to go down this route anymore. So within a few hours, she was gone. Oddly enough, after that, my sister Susie that picked me up, she texted me, hey, how are you doing this morning? Good morning. I was so close. I was so close to just walking to the liquor store and getting a bottle, coming home, starting my morning like that. She did not let me falter. She called me and she kept me on the phone for an hour. She told me, Ray, don't go. If you need to talk, I'm here for you. My other sister, Cindy, who's the oldest of us, of the four of us, she texts me, Ray, you need to ask God to lead you in the way you need to go and things like that. And I did. And apparently he brought me back to my sisters. Strong women. And December 12th was the day of transformation, I guess you can say, because from that day till present day, they text me every morning, every night. They called me. They made themselves available for any time that I was tempted, anything like that. Had so many problems in my marriage. I was suicidal. Those were my thoughts. I was alone. And when you're alone, you get alone with your thoughts. And if it wasn't for my family, after years of not talking to them, I avoided them. No calls, no texts, no happy birthdays, nothing. They accepted my call. Everybody's busy. We all got busy lives, full-time jobs, families. So for them to take hours out of their day, hours to care about me and what I was going through, it was a lot. I didn't realize it then, but I was on a journey going back to God. I just thought that, hey, they're going to help me get through this. I'm going to get my divorce. I'm going to be, I'll still be doing what I do. I was lost. I was in a dark place. The problems in my marriage, I never realized how much kids see what's going on. And they were witness to a lot of anger and conflict. And I thought I was asking to restore my marriage and when I was praying to restore my relationship with my children, I just thought it was the children I had in my home. Obviously, God's thinking is not like ours. I thought it was just going to be restore my marriage. I'm talking to my sisters again, my brother, my dad. I haven't talked to him for 7 years. My brother is looking to me, influenced by the things, my struggles and how I'm going through it and coming out of it. I still had moments. I still had thoughts. But the fact that they never gave up on me, they told me that I mattered. They allowed me to draw on that strength. They listened to me. They let me be free with what I had to say. And they didn't judge me. We all belong. We are all children of God. If you're lost, that is, you belong